Are we live and ready to roll?
No, it's loading.
Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Oh, it's so tense.
And it looks like we're there. We are there. Hooray.
We're live. We're officially live. Are we? The internet playing up?
Except the Facebook one has stopped, but let's just go with. We are. Yeah, we're live.
What's the link? No.
Okay, we're officially live. Is this correct? I'm going to take. Okay, so you've muted Martine, which means it's all over to me. Give me a thumbs up.
Ruben. Over to you.
Over to me. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, we're finally here. Firstly, just want to just make a bit of a formal apology for our lateness. Word on the street is that there was so much quality with the applicants that the judges had a lot of deliberation to do, and that picking process has been a bit of a hard one. That's the reason we're late. So apologies, first and foremost. I just want to say a massive welcome to everyone, just everyone. So everyone that's in the Zoom room, you guys know why you're here. You know exactly what's going on. If you're tuning in via Facebook or YouTube, i.e. you're not in this immediate Zoom room, you're around the world, a massive welcome to DBACE Awards 2020. Now, before I crack on, brief introduction to me. I'm assuming not many people know me. My name's Ruben Christian, and I'm this comedian, presenter, hybrid kind of dude, as in I've just done a lot of work in the creative industries and I've kept evolving and morphing. And I've ended up on this idea that I'm a flame igniter. And what that means to me is I'm always immersed in work that is focused on championing the dreamers, championing the next wave of young talent that are going against the grain, changing the future and just doing something that's close to their heart. So I'm honored to host this afternoon. Also, MeWe 360 is the spiritual home for one of my own projects called Dream Rehab. So that's just another reason why I'm like, yeah, I'm blown away that I'm able to host this. Now, I know the majority of people in the Zoom room know what's going on. They know what the DBACE project has been about. But for those that are watching from Facebook or YouTube, I'll give you a quick top line. DBACE Awards is an awards program for young creative entrepreneurs aged between 8 to 30 years old who are driving positive impact through creative enterprises. The competition was open to all businesses at all stages, so that's ideation, established stages, and those that are a little bit bigger and looking to scale. Applications opened mid-January 2020. What a beautiful time as well, 2020. And closed on April the 7th. There were 428 applications this year, and 19 of those were shortlisted by Deutsche Bank and MeWe employees. First round of live heats were in mid-June, judged by Deutsche Bank and MeWe reps, and 8 finalists were selected. First round of live heats were in mid-June. I've already said that. That's my first mistake of the day. Bear with me. Now, I've heard since 9 a.m. this morning, 8 finalists have been judged by a panel of fantastic judges, and 5 of you guys have been selected to receive funding from a 50K prize pot and over 100K worth of tailored business support. Winners also receive a MeWe 360 12 months membership. Now, I know everyone's muted and I can't necessarily hear you, but just for that, can we get a ooh?
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. Ooh. Oh, I like it. All right. Not all of you are unmuted. You're popping up on my screen. Oh, well, we've got some rebels in the house. But before we go any further, just 2 very quick housekeeping rules today, guys. Number 1, I should have said this earlier on. Should have probably said this earlier on, but please mute your screens unless you're talking, just, you know, to avoid just an utter madhouse. I've been on Zoom calls over the last month and I've heard like ice cream vans in the background. I've heard people stepping on cats or housemates kicking off about whose turn it is to cook, all of that kind of stuff. If we can avoid those domestics today, that'll be beautiful. And number 2, as you guys all know, we're living through unprecedented times at the moment. And in the true entrepreneurial spirit of adaptability, we've had to host these awards on Zoom. Now, it's my first time doing this, so please forgive me in advance for being human and any hiccups that might occur throughout the event. And also, I just want to shout out Martine, who is just sorting everything out. She's basically, today, she's going to be the slide controller. So can we just give Martine a round of applause? Because I know this is a bit of a mad one to kind of keep balanced. All right, let's crack on. So I'm going to introduce, not to the stage, I'm going to introduce to the screen, Lorena Hilton, who's the Global Head of Brand Communications and CSR at Deutsche Bank, just to give you guys an update of the process so far. So the screen is yours, Lorena.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Ruben. And actually, I think you've covered it all, so we could just go to the winners. But I have to say a few words because I'm from Deutsche Bank, and this is a program we partner with MiWi. And I just want to say a couple of words about today. I mean, the reason we're late is because did we debate? I mean, we really did debate. You gave us a lot to think about. So, you know, it's actually your fault we're late. But for good reason. It's a pleasure to see all my judges again after the debate, and also to see all of you back in the room. I want to say a warm welcome from Deutsche Bank. I know Ruben's covered a lot of that, so welcome from us as well. And for you who are tuned in, watching hopefully YouTube and Facebook, something I never thought I'd hear myself say. I'm not sure if my kids would be proud or not, probably not, probably embarrassed. But anyway, first for me. It goes without saying that, as Ruben was saying, it's 2020 has been an unprecedented year. It's been like no other, right? The virus has changed all of our worlds, turned them upside down, and brought so much uncertainty for so many. And I think it's probably true to say the creative industry is one that will be hardest hit, one of the hardest hit by the pandemic. And yet this sector is made up of incredibly innovative leaders and thinkers who, despite the challenges, are adapting their businesses to be resilient to the impact, probably in a way they never thought possible. And I think we really saw some of those thinkers and leaders today, which is very, very impressive. For us at Deutsche Bank, DBACE sits at the heart of our social responsibility strategy within our Made for Good social enterprise pillar. And it's all about supporting change makers around the world, this being a UK programme, but there are others like this in other regions. As the longest standing awards for creative industries, DBACE has adapted over the years, actually, and just recently, over the last couple of years, since it began in 1993. And this is my, I think, 5th time at judging. And today the competition was fierce, let me tell you. And it made it incredibly hard for us to choose our final winners. So again, we blame you for that, but that's a great position for us all to be in. As Ruben mentioned, hundreds of applications, significant increase in quality year on year. You should be incredibly proud of the achievements that your achievements to reach the final amongst all those great entrepreneurs. The breadth of creativity combined with the drive to make a social positive impact and huge potential for all of you to be leaders gives us reason to be really optimistic about the road ahead for our winners, despite these challenging times. And before I hand back to Ruben, because I'm sure you're all really, really excited to hear who the winners are, I'd just like to recognise our programme partners. Obviously, there was a clear shout out to Martine. I don't know how she hasn't had a heart attack today. There's been so much to juggle. Well done. I definitely couldn't have done it. But also to Kevin and Louise, who continue with excellence to ensure that DBACE finds and benefits the most exciting young creative leaders in the UK. And it's really a pleasure to work with you. So thank you. I'm going to hand back to you now, Ruben, and on to the winners.
Cheers, Lorena. Thank you very much. That was, there was a lot of love there, a lot of love. Before we go into announcing the winners, I'm just going to bring up, just mention the judges and just have a very brief back and forth with them, just to kind of understand how the process has been for those guys. So the judges that we have involved was Fruit Chowdhury, OBE, co-founder and producer of Akram Dance Company, and the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs acknowledged him in a list of the world's top 100 cultural actors and entrepreneurs in 2008. So a big cheers to you, Fruit. Kevin, as Lorena mentioned, Kevin Osborne is the founder and CEO of MiWi 360, a business incubator for the creative industries. And Lorena, I know you've just kind of spoken, but I've got you in here as well in the mix. And you're Global Head of Brand Communications at CSR at Deutsche Bank. And as you did already mention, I'll just double big up Deutsche Bank, which has a long history of championing initiatives that drive positive change in society and is committed to helping build the long-term success of the UK creative industries. Now, I don't have personal questions out to you guys, even though I did deep dive on the research, but I'm just going to kind of throw it out. We'll do a bit of a popcorn style. I know you guys have been immersed all day in these pitches and the judging process. If you can just top line that experience of how that's been for you today, that will be really, really nice. I'll throw it out popcorn style to Farouk, if you're unmuted already.
Yeah, I'm unmuted, Ruben. Thank you so much. Honestly, I've done a few of these before, but I swear from the bottom of my heart, this was probably the hardest one that, you know, I've had to be involved in to judge, because the quality, the depth of, you know, the depth and breadth of vision from each project and each individual was extraordinary. The fearlessness of each, you know, each one's kind of you know, their projects and what they want to do with that. So I wish I could just have one top. I just think fearlessness, and every single project had a soul. And the thing that resonated with me today was that, you know, it's not just about social change, but someone said it's also about future thinking. And the fact is that every single project seemed to reflect the signs of our times. And if there's 2020 has been pretty bad, but if one thing that 2020 it stands for is perfect vision, and all of them had perfect vision. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to kind of participate, but it tormented me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, pretty bad is probably an understatement, considering it's still unfolding, right? So I understand what you said. And that idea, Farouk, around future-proofing is a perfect segue actually into my next question, because we are living in a time of like ridiculous rapid change at the moment, and entrepreneurs have to react to the evolving environment around them. I'll throw this question over to Kevin, if you're in the building, Kevin. What was your thoughts on how well the young entrepreneurs are future-proofing their businesses for such an unknown terrain?
So look, I mean, I think they're coming with their ideas, you know, completely fresh. And I think it's not so much that they're kind of future-proofing their business, but I think they're just looking at what needs to be done in order to create the social impact that they're trying to see. I think a lot of them, and what MeWe does, I guess, is to help them to future-proof their businesses, to help them to underpin what are, like Farouk says, a fearless and brave ideas with, I guess, some robustness of thinking in terms of their business and how they're actually going to make it happen in the real world, if that makes sense. So I think, you know, it's all about, I think what we're trying to champion here is the idea, is the creativity, is the fearlessness. And what we can do as MeWe is just underpin that, I guess, with a level of support that allows all of that to flourish.
Thank you. I mean, just out of my curiosity, when you are working with the entrepreneurs in the next stage, the winners in the next stage,
yeah,
is it more about helping them understand where they're going and how you can facilitate that, as opposed to being directive with where they might?
I think that's exactly it. It has to be about trying to capture what the essence of what it is that they're trying to do, and of course, you're always trying to temper what they're trying to do with the limits of, you know, the system as it stands at the moment. But also, I guess, you know, what they're trying to do is push the boundaries of that. We need something new. I mean, we're right at the point now where, you know, whether we're at a kind of a moment in time, you know, or whether this is genuinely a tipping point into something new, I guess, you know, is all up for debate. But I think we have to be able to, you know, let them run as freely as they can with their ideas and just, you know, facilitate that as best we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Kevin. Farouk, I've got another question for you. I know you're a change maker yourself. You've been involved in a lot of projects on your come up and your journey, going against the grain. So how does it feel to just watch or understand the next generation that are doing those things? Is it a mixture of inspiration, and at the same time, are you ever like worried, like looking at someone, you're like, oh wow, you're about to embark on this journey, it's going to be great at points, but sometimes, oh, it's going to be a bit hard? Do you kind of have those mixed emotions when you're watching the next generation come up? It's a bit of a personal one, but I thought for it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one, because I felt like when I started out, you know, I felt like I was fighting the world. in a way. And there was this battle that had to be won to achieve my goals and objectives and to make a difference for not just for the things I did, but for myself. But what's so fascinating about the people today, and they're all, you know, they're young people between 18 and 30, is that, you know, I don't feel the battle is the most important thing in them. I feel what's the most important thing, you know, and so therefore they're not dissipating energy in this idea that they have to knock down a wall to get to where they want to get to. They've almost eliminated that out of their consciousness. And so they've already got a very clear eye on the prize and where they want to get to. And I think that, so I was all like, oh my God, how did I ever think like that when I was, no way. It took me till about 50 till I had that level of conviction and courage. So I'm just in awe of it. And I just wish I could just have a time machine and get, you know, live in their times. But I think what Kevin just said, I think the thing to them, for everyone who wants to build something, is that, you know, you get to a point where they got it and they need to the support and building the scaffolding around their idea and the way that they want it to be built. And then at the end, in a year or two, they got to take that down, because the real strength of an idea lies in it's not that you can see it, but you feel it, and it permeates through a society and it changes the way we feel. And I think, again, you know, I know it's a creative entrepreneur, but I think the creativity, the expansive sense of creativity is so extraordinary, you know, and I think that's what, you know, the glue of every single project today was anchored in this idea that creativity drives it. And every single project is about making a better creative world. And I think that's exactly what we need, because one thing that happened in COVID, there was this incredible surge of creative human energy. It was in all of us. And I think that reflects the time as well. So I think, you know, creativity is going to change the way we live and make us a better society and better people. So I'm sorry, that was a bit of a kind of big message out of it, but so, you know, forgive me for rambling a bit. But yeah, no, you know, yeah, that's what I feel about it.
Yeah,
very important.
I totally agree with you. I think it's as clear as creativity is what's going to keep our species alive. Like, if we really want to go that deep, that's what I really feel it is. All right, before I move on to winner announcements, I'm just going to throw a quick one at Lorena. I mean, as an artist myself, I do a lot of creating things and making things. And sometimes when I see new ideas and projects pop up, there's a part of me that celebrates it, but at the same time, is kind of jealous that I didn't come up with the idea myself. And I know you've sat through a lot of applications and you've seen loads. Did you ever get that feeling where you're like, oh, I wish I came up with that idea myself?
Yeah, not in this environment, maybe in the work one. So I guess it's true for all of us, one way or the other, for sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, life's a competition, right? So all of these applicants are coming with different and fresh ideas, but there can only be winners, and that's also what something like this program will teach. And it's the same where I work and in life. So yeah, there's many times I think, why didn't I think of that? For sure. Not today necessarily. Today I was just egging them all on and wanting them all to win. But yeah, I think that's healthy, right? That's good. Yeah.
Maybe it's just me and my issues. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's felt those emotions at times. All right. Anyway, let's crack on. So we're going to move into the winner announcements. It's that time it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. We're revealing 5 DBACE 2020 winners and how much funding each of those will be prized. Along with, oh, my screen's gone. 1 second. All right, here I am. I'm back in the game. Right, along with the prize money, each winner receives tailored business support via a free MeWe 360 membership. And also, guys, just a disclaimer, no matter how much I've tried to practice and read these names, because I don't have anyone correcting me who actually owns the names, I might be getting a few wrong. So apologies, yeah, again, for being human. And before we start, okay, all right, rewind. Before we start, I just want to say, live event, guys, it's all live. I know I can't hear everyone, but just as a drum roll, it'll be nice if we can kind of tap on our tables just to get a bit of wherever you are. Well, if you're in a place where you can't tap, then don't tap, but just a bit of a tap to start this process off. I just want to feel it. All right. Okay. Love the drumming there, Louise. All right, cool. we are ready to roll. So the first winner of DBACE 2020, as you can see, is Bethany Williams London with 10K awarded. So big up yourself,
Thank
Bethany.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you so
We're gonna
much.
roll through them, and I'm gonna come back to the winners in a bit. So we'll get all the winners out of the way first. So next up, we have Enable, and Enable have won 10K. That's founder Pete Barr and Eli Heath. So well done, you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next up is Make Your Own Masters, founder Stacey Woolsey, and you've been awarded 9K. Big up yourself, Stacey. Next up, Standing Ovation Projects, awarded 5K, and the founder is Anthony Dolphin. So well done, Anthony.
Thank you very much.
And the last one is Word on the Curb with a big 18K, and founders, and here's my name check, and the BC Uchaya and Hale Wartenberg. I hope I got that right. If not, you can beef me via DMs on Instagram later on. So yeah, big round of applause for everyone that got involved there. I've checked out some of this stuff online. I've got loads of questions, but I've had to distill them all in. So I'm going to speak to the winners, but just to let you guys know, I've literally got 5 minutes for each person. I can't run over 5 minutes because we're already running a little bit late, to a point where I might even be anal and put a timer on. Not that you guys need it, but here we go, 5-minute timer. And I've just got a couple questions for you guys. I'll popcorn it out again. So first question is to Bethany Williams.
Hi.
You there, Bethany?
Yeah. I'm good. Thank you so much. It's such amazing news. I want to say thank you for all the judges and everybody involved. Yeah, it's really incredible news.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
like I said, I've got a couple of questions, but we'll start off with just a one-liner summary about what you seek to do with your enterprise now that you've got some prize money and support.
Yeah, so currently we run like a wholesale business within fashion. So we're trying to build direct to our consumer, because we donate 20% of our proceeds to a charity involved with each project. So if we have a direct to consumer website, we can donate a lot more of our income, and then also have a lot more of a social impact in what we do.
Okay, nice. And have you actually kind of near enough solidified those plans, or is that just an idea at the moment that you're working towards with me to help you out?
Yeah, we've solidified the plans, and yeah, we've got like a person to work with to build the website. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Nice. How was the experience overall taking part in a DBACE?
Yeah, I think because I'm really shy, so having all the coaching has been really amazing, because I'm not very good at speaking in front of people. So I think it's definitely helped me and really gave me like confidence in what I'm doing as well. So it's the whole team have been so supportive, and it's been really amazing. Like I feel like I've learned a new skill, which is good. And I think giving you confidence in your work as well, when people believe in what you're doing, it's a really great thing.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear that you feel that you've gained like life skills during the process, right? So it's always like going back to what Farouk was saying about this being a journey. Yeah, it's a journey for the business, but also as for yourself as an entrepreneur, and just literally as a human being. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Was there a particular memorable moment during the process for you? Like maybe a transformational moment or an aha moment?
Yeah, I think it's just having like support behind what you're doing. And I try not to be like too showy off about things. And when the team were like, no, put the awards you've won on there, like put the press features on there, like it's really good, and like, so for me, that was really like, I think it's just helped with confidence, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that discussion. I do wonder sometimes if that's a British thing, right? Like where we don't like to shine publicly sometimes, but I think it's good to kind of
Yeah.
step into that power and own it a little bit. It all helps with
Yeah.
self-promotion moving further down the line.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask you another question because my time is ticking down. What advice would you give to any other entrepreneurs that might want to take part in the process in the future, maybe?
Yeah, I think don't be like afraid to apply and have belief in yourself. And also I think like within creativity, I think it's so great, to collaborate with other people. And I think through collaboration, you find something new. So I think it's the more you collaborate and the more you interact with different people, it gives you a different perspective too. So I think for like young creatives in social spaces, yeah, I think just don't be afraid. And when you have an idea and at the beginning people laugh at it, then, you just have to go with your gut and have belief in the projects and the impact you want to do within your community.
Yeah, that is such great advice. I've had so many conversations over the past month actually, and as entrepreneurs and artists, what we tend to do when we start off is spend a lot of time alone in our own space, but getting into a collaborative space early can really open up the process and ideas around the process. That's dope. Well, listen, well done. I wish you the best of luck with the ongoing process, and
Thank you so
well
much.
done. Well, good. Well, I've got a question for the guys at Enable. So I've got Pete and Eli Heath. Either of you guys can answer. Who am I speaking to at the moment?
I'm Pete.
Yes, Pete. How's it going?
It's good. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's all very exciting.
Yeah. Nice. I love the yellow lamp over the plant in the background. Very contemporary, by the way.
Consistent branding.
Stay on brand. What's a one-line summary about what you seek to do with your enterprise now that you've won?
So yeah, we recently kind of pivoted our product to a device which can be used both on a wheelchair and also off a wheelchair on a tabletop. And we estimate that will be able to impact 36 times as many people, open it up to that many people. And that's really where a lot of the funding is going to go into R&D of that, and doing the creative workshops and events to really publicize it, use it as a marketing tool. So yeah, I think that's unless Eli, I feel like his camera's gone, but he is there.
Do you want to chime in, Eli?
Hey everyone, thank you. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, same as what Pete says. It's amazing we won. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're just gonna run some workshops, document them, create some good content, and push the R&D of the next device.
For those that don't know what it is you guys are creating or evolving, can you give us a top line, please?
Yeah, sure. We're a social enterprise making enabling drawing tools for people with physical disabilities. So currently at the moment, it's a device that you attach onto a wheelchair, and you can put a canvas down on the floor, and the person in the chair can then paint on the floor in large scale. And like I said, we're developing this version where you can take it off the chair, put it onto a table, and use it as a supported drawing aid for people with less severe disabilities or less paralysis.
I checked this out. I just read a little bit about you from the DBACE website, and I was absolutely blown away by that, because I've hosted a couple of panels recently about inclusion, and the disabled creators and artists are so far down that list, and just to hear that you guys are, shining light on some of that stuff is dope. Well done, man. Just a random question to either of you. I'm always interested in the human side of being an entrepreneur or being an artist. And I can imagine the process had its ups and downs, right? Was there anything, or any tools that you guys used to manage your emotions when things got a little bit tricky? Go on.
We're quite communicative with each other because, we've studied together, we've lived together.
I lived at my grandparents' house a couple of days each week, so a lot of time together.
Yeah, but I think just communication with whoever you're doing it with, and having a strong partnership behind it, and being really align with the social mission you're trying to enact. You know, we both really want to, as you were saying, raise awareness and better represent the disabled art world, and to create products, you know, accessible products that are a joy to use instead of just these hyper-functional objects. So with that as our driving force, we've just got, we've had the energy to push through. Yeah. Okay, and a final question to both of you. How was the process in general?
Tiring. Yeah, it was really cool though. It's always good to practice pitching and actually getting your vision and goals and kind of your vision into a pitch format. Getting it down to 5 minutes, trying to understand everything is such a good activity, even if you weren't to use it for an actual pitch. It's such an enlightening, like it's a good way to understand what your vision is when you have to put it on paper as well. So I think it's always super valuable. And the pitching practice coaching was fascinating. That stuff is so interesting, and just great life skills, like Bethany was saying. That's so. I would love to get that coaching. I might have a word with those guys off the Zoom call. But yeah, well done. Thank you. Big up. Thank you very much. No problems. All good, man. All right. I'm gonna open the screen up to Stacey from Make Your Own Masters.
Hello.
How you doing, Stacey?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good. Congratulations, first and foremost. And again, for those that don't know what it is you've made and what you're taking forward, can you give us the top line, please?
Yeah, so Masters is kind of an alternative learning experiment that's looking to tackle access to postgraduate education in the art and design industry. So Make Your Own Masters, I dummied it on myself, and now I've currently got a cohort of 10 learners all trying to build their own education free from industry. Okay, so it's part of redefining education. You're part, you're on the fringe of that. That's good, because that needs a hell of a lot of work. Well done. What are you most excited about achieving thanks to the DBACE prize funding and the support? I think been a bit of a shock winning, because I think this up to this point is a bit of a slog, but it feels like this is the kind of bit that maybe makes it a lot more real and a lot more sustainable, and I'm hoping to just build some sort of model that can support the project and kind of future-proof it in a sense. Okay, and the process, that's always an interesting one for me to hear about. Well, how was the process for you? Because I know it's different for everyone, right? Yeah, I think it's been really good for me in a sense that it's made me kind of delve into like the depths and the kind of hidden corners of this project to really understand it. And it went from being just an idea and an experience I had myself to kind of having to really learn about what it is and how it's gonna work and how it works for other people, and also kind of the more business side of things. It's kind of been a bit of a crash course in just how to present and prepare myself for that. Nice. Bethany mentioned that she felt more comfortable with public speaking after the process. Did you stumble across any learnings about yourself? I think so. Yeah, in a sense that I know the story of this project because I lived it, but it's really taught me how to kind of tell it in a short space of time to a brand new audience and kind of bring them along with me, but then actually turn that conversation into, okay, well, what do I need and where do I go from this? Okay, perfect. And do you have any immediate plans? Like, I know we're still slap bang in the middle of COVID, but maybe over the next 2-3 weeks that you're going to focus on, or you're just going to rest up for a bit? I'm going to have a drink after this. Equalize, yeah, I thought you would. Yeah, but after the drink or the drinks, what's the plan? Or do you have that worked out yet? I think I need to tell all the learners on Make Your Own Masters at the minute that we won, and then kind of get straight to work, figure out, kind of get my cards in order to kind of make the most of what happens next. Okay, nice. Well, after the drinks and after you tell the learners and you crack on with it, I'm wishing you the best of luck, and yeah, a massive well done for winning. Thank you very much. That's all good.
Also, I just want to chime in before I have two more chats with the other winners. Is that the prize money that was awarded to the winners have nothing to do with how competent or how great their idea is. It's just literally the judges had to come to the decision and just try to work out what they felt was needed right now in the present moment for their project. And like I said, top end, it was quite hard to get to that decision. So I just wanted to make that clear. All right, Anthony Dolphin, you in the building? Standing ovation project. Oh, this is illegal, Anthony. Wait, sorry? Can you hear me, Anthony? Oh, your internet. You're cutting out. I can hear you now.
Hello.
That's better. Can you hear me? I love Zoom. You were in your house earlier on, Anthony. You've just gone out for a drive.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, it's all right. My phone was going to turn off. I wasn't actually at my house. So
all right.
hence me racing to get my charger, but it's fine. I'm here. I can hear you.
Well done, using the car energy on the phone. True entrepreneurial spirit, properly adapting. I rate that. Right, can you give us a one-line summary about what your business is, and then what you seek to do with it now that you've won some funding and support?
Yeah, Stand Innovation. I mean, I'd say we're a very niche kind of creative organization who specialize in raising the aspirations of young people. And through that, we use creative arts and we use pastoral provisions to do so. So yeah, I'm really pleased that we are winners. I'm absolutely thrilled because what it's going to do is now allow us to move forward and try and add some more provisions onto what we've already been doing.
With those provisions, is there anything in particular that you're focusing on over the next, let's say, few months, tapering up 2020?
Yeah, so one of the things that we mentioned in my pitch was exploring the world of such as DJ workshops, music production, and helping young people to explore the science behind making music. Everybody loves to listen to music, but have we actually taken time to realize how a song was made, the production behind it, and the instruments that are involved? So those are things that you wouldn't necessarily probably see in a school to be taught, but they're very enriching subjects that can really open the knowledge of young people. So I've always had the dream to I'm a singer myself, and I've always enjoyed making music. So I've always, wanted to show other young people how these things could be done.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, my brain was like, I want you to sing, but then I caught myself and said, no, you're in your car. I'm not going to do that to you. How was the process for you, Anthony?
The process has been nerve-wracking at times. It's definitely helped me to step my game up. I'll say that. In terms of really analysing my business at the moment, Standing Ovation, and where we're currently at, where we were, and where we want to go. So that I've took so much different things into account. But I've really enjoyed the process, and it's been nice to be joined by like-minded people who've all got the same passion, same drive, and really want to take their initiative somewhere.
Yeah, I can imagine there's something about the collective energy when you're in a space of people that are just progressing that kind of fuels you in comparison to if you are around people that aren't doing that. That makes a lot of sense. And you mentioned, last question, Anthony, you mentioned that it was like stressful or tough at times. How were you able to maintain balance or push through some of those low emotions?
I would definitely put that down to my support network and people who I was confiding in about the competition and speaking to and saying, oh, I'm not sure if it's the right thing to say or the right thing to put in my pitch, and just the reassurance from just supportive people, really. Through Twitter, we tend to be on Twitter quite a bit, and there's so many supportive people who've really backed me and just said, you know what, go for it. You know, you can do this. So yeah, I would say the supportive network has been probably the driving point for me.
Yeah, that's beautiful to hear. I mean, Kevin and Farouk did mention the fact that support is the main thing that we need. We can have ideas, right? But support to move it forward is needed. But anyway, Anthony, well done. Thank you very much for jumping out in your car and being reactive and making this happen. I appreciate that. Big up yourself, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So last set of questions is for the founders of Word on the Curb. Are you guys in the building?
We're here, yeah.
We're here, yeah.
You are, right. Firstly, apologies if I got names wrong. Can you guys let me know your names? Because I'm learning live in the moment here.
You did all right. DBACE is my first name.
DBACE, okay.
Yeah,
and how do I pronounce the second one?
Uche.
Uche, okay.
Yeah.
And Hael Wartenberg.
Hael, yeah, Hael or Hael Wartenberg.
Hael, nice. All right, well, congratulations, both of you guys. You got 18K.
Thank you.
Before you explain what you're gonna do with the funding and the support, can you give us again a top line of Word on the Curb, what it's about? I've checked out the YouTube page, totally blown away. But yeah, let us know.
Go on, Hael. Yeah, so we're a youth insight and content agency. So we work to connect organizations with underrepresented audiences, mainly from millennial and Gen Z backgrounds, and from an insight perspective, specifically from ethnic minority backgrounds. We've been running for 6-7 years, creating video content online, which targets millennial and Gen Z audiences. And because we're able to reach them quite well and authentically, brands and businesses have come to us to, I guess, seek our consultancy to do the same. And we do that via insight, which then turns into campaigns, video, pieces of content online, and different things like that.
Right. So you guys are the kind of company that, let's say, a big corporate, let's imagine Nike would go to and say, what's happening on the street, so that we can make an advertising campaign to speak to the people on the street or connect with them.
Yeah, I guess in many ways, you know, I think something that's really important for us is ensuring that, and this isn't a slight on the brand that you've just mentioned at all, but just ensuring that we're working with brands who have the best interests of our community in mind, and want to use the research and insight that they've gleaned in a responsible manner. Because we know, you know, the implications of understanding people and what that can mean on the advertising and marketing industry, you know, invariably. So, but yes, in effect, that is, you know, largely what we're attempting to do, is to support the multiplicity of brands and government agencies and third sector organizations who need to understand more holistically how young people operate and how underrepresented young people operate, in order to represent them better through media channels. And we want to be, you know, being the research arm is important to us, but as Undu's already detailed, we care very much about holding our clients' hands through the whole process, right through to the creative delivery, because, you know, we've built up an expertise in that area as well. But yeah, we're like, I can't tell you how humbled I am. Undu and I have been speaking the whole day, saying, what do you think? Do you think we've got a chance? If we don't win anyway, we've worked as hard as we can, and all of the comments and feedback that we've got has been just so like positive. So to actually be awarded the funding is just like, it's very, very humbling and very exciting for us, and we want to make everybody here proud, and we want to make ourselves proud. So thank you.
Well done. Yeah, I love that you're putting that conscious lens on from the top end of how you approach the projects in general. I love that. You just gave me a schooling in wokeness as well, so I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I mean, we're kind of getting pushed for time, so I'm just going to throw one more question out to you guys.
What's the immediate focus with the funding and support, if there is one at the moment?
So within our insight process, the way we've traditionally worked is by running focus group sessions, normally in person. Of course, you know, a lot of people have spoken about 2020 and how crazy it's been, and, you know, being able to do that has not, you know, we're not able to do that anymore. So that's kind of what's given us the impetus to think about how we can create some kind of scalable technology that will allow us to generate insight way more efficiently and with larger numbers. And that's what we're going to be, I guess, approaching with this funding and with the excellent business support that we're going to be provided by winning this award. So yeah, just to echo what Hyle said, it's a real privilege. And thank you to everyone who's been involved in helping us to get to this journey, both on the MeWe 360, the people who have helped us in the pitching, our team as well, who are watching, our loved ones, family, friends, and also like just sharing the platform with other real worthy winners who are doing amazing creative jobs and work to kind of uplift society. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing with the money.
You lot smashed it. Well done. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate that. Well done. All right, I'm going to hand back over to Kevin Osborne, founder and CEO of MeWe 360, who will be taking a lead on providing the business support element of the DBACE prize, just to kind of give a bit of a formal wrap up. So Kevin, over to you, sir.
So let me just unmute myself. I think so much of what I wanted to say has been said already by you, Ruben, and also by Lorena. But I just wanted to add my congratulations to the award winners and also to all the finalists. It was a really tough call. It's been said several times, but it was absolutely true, making that final selection, because all of you have projects with the potential to deliver real social impact, but I think in very different ways. And I keep hearing at the moment, it said that we're living through interesting times. But because at the moment, you know, because at moments of real global conflict and global transition, I think we all suffer to some extent, even if we're just feeling a little unsettled by it. But the people who are really suffering most are those obviously who are most vulnerable in our community. So those who are poorest and also those who are most marginalized by our society. So whatever it is that we're going through right now, whatever it is that we're experiencing, whether it's a moment of crisis or whether it's a genuine tipping point into something new, we need people like you and we need projects like yours to minimize the impacts on all of us, but especially on the most vulnerable people in our society. It's also worth saying that because we need creative entrepreneurs like you, that we also then need initiatives like the DBACE Awards. And we need partnerships like that between MeWe and Deutsche Bank to provide the support, and which is, I guess, critical to what we do alongside the money to make your projects happen and to help you as creative dreamers to flourish. So this is our second year of the partnership, and the DBACE Awards continue to go from strength to strength. We had nearly 3 times the number of applications this year. And at the same time, as Lorena said earlier, we've also upped the overall quality of the applications while still doing something that is absolutely key to us, making sure that the program remains fully inclusive. I think that's a huge achievement, given that it's only our second year. So I want to say a special thanks to Louise and Martine for making that happen. Really, you know, Lorena was thanking me earlier, but I get to turn up and I get to do the judging, and that's an absolute privilege and an inspiration. But they actually, if the truth be told, do the hard work. I'd also like to thank Lorena and Amy at Deutsche Bank for their continued trust in MeWe for as us being their delivery partners. I genuinely think we're doing important work for all the reasons that we alluded to earlier. It's inspirational in so many ways, but it's also necessary in so many ways. And we would never have started out on this partnership unless we really believed that it was important work that needs doing. But it's even more satisfying if you have partners and people who you're happy working with. And both Lorena and Amy, you've made, you know, this you're a big part of what's made this enjoyable for us, and as well as a satisfying experience. So we really want to thank you for your support through the year. So I think I'll leave it there, just to say that I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you in the next few weeks. It's probably going to be by Zoom now. Unfortunately, we won't be able to meet our base in Soho Square anymore. And working with you over the next 12 months to help your businesses, come to fruition. So congratulations again. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I think you've tied it up beautifully. There's nothing much for me to add, bar the fact I'd like to thank everyone for putting up with me. First and foremost, it's been an honor to host and learn about how the future is being co-created. Love to be in the mix of all of that. And just a formal one, in order to stay updated on winners' journeys and their progress, stay locked onto socials, and that's at MeWe360. Again, that's at MeWe360, and then at DB Citizenship. That's at DB Citizenship. And the 2020 winner page will be coming online soon via dbace.org, www.dbace.org. So yeah, I honestly, guys, I wish you all continued success and evolution, equilibrium through the ups and downs that is COVID, and hats off. Yeah, I just think one more round of applause for everyone that got involved, whether they won this time around or not. All love. And yeah, that is officially the end of the award ceremony. So you're free to go, have those drinks, kitchen raves, but just, yeah, be mindful of social distancing, yeah? Regardless of the celebrations, be mindful. All right, guys, I'll see you guys later.
Thank you very much.
So good, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, all. It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very